Hello, and welcome or welcome back. This is a short and sweet bedtime yoga flow. We'll do some gentle movement and stretching to help wind down for your evening. You don't necessarily need any props for this class. I just like to have a couple of blocks nearby for the low lunges. So we'll start today in a tabletop, coming to all fours, and we'll start moving through the spine. Inhale through cow pose, lifting up your tailbone up to the ceiling and bringing your collarbones and your heart forward as you open up through your chest. And exhale, round through your spine, releasing through your head. And inhale, moving nice and slow through cow. And exhale through cat pose. Move with your own breath here. That might be slower than what I'm doing. Also feel free to pause anywhere. Find some extra time or stretching, maybe up in cat pose. And then we'll take one more round. And then come back to center and take a deep breath in and out through your mouth. And then step one foot through for a low lunge. I'm starting with the right. Feel free to take blocks on either side of your foot. If you're on a hard surface, a folded up blanket might be nice for underneath your knee. And take a few breaths here. Stay here in your lunge or take a twist if you'd like. Take your left hand to your block or to the mat. Twist towards your right leg as your right arm reaches up or maybe behind you, whatever's more comfortable. Take a couple of breaths here. And releasing back to your lunge when you're ready. And taking another breath. And then making your way back to your tabletop. And other side, left foot steps between your hands, coming into a low lunge. Maybe blocks for underneath your hands. And come back to your breath here. Inhale, fill up your belly with air. And exhale out through your mouth, drawing your navel back towards your spine. And stay here in your lunge or find a twist. Right hand to a block or your mat, twisting towards the left arm reaches up. And release back to your lunge and take one more breath here. Then come back to all fours. We'll come into puppy pose next for a few breaths, but this can be pretty intense, so feel free to skip it and head straight to a child's pose. If you'd like, you can walk your hands towards the top corners of your mat. Maybe walk your knees back a little bit and start to lower your heart to the earth. Your forehead may reach the mat, or you might want to try a block to support underneath your head. I also like to keep my elbows lifted here. Feel free to come out at any time. This one is pretty intense. Otherwise, we'll just be here for a few more breaths. And if you haven't already, press into your hands as you lift back up to all fours. And a couple of cat-cows might be nice after puppy pose or heart to earth. And then when you're ready, make your way back to a child's pose, bringing your feet together, your knees apart. Sit your hips back to your heels. Your knees can be closer together or a bit wider, whatever's more comfortable. Feel free to place a support underneath your seat. If your hips don't quite reach your heels and you want that extra support, walk your arms forward as you lower your torso and forehead. Feel free to place a support underneath your head here. Stay here longer if you'd like. Otherwise, press back up to all fours and then make your way onto your back. And then once you get there, draw your knees in towards your chest. You can hold over your shins. You can also hold underneath your knees. Maybe rock side to side. Close your eyes here if you'd like. You can also take your hands, gently place them on your knees, and take your knees in small circles one way, and then switch directions. You can also do a similar movement but with a figure eight pattern with your knees. Wherever you're at, take a deep breath in and out through your mouth. And then release your feet back to the mat. And we'll come into happy baby next. You can take your feet up in the air. Start to bend your knees, bringing them towards the outside of your torso as you hold on to your feet, either inside or outside. You can also wrap your arms underneath your knees. You can find stillness here, or a gentle rocking motion from side to side. Inhale in, and then exhale out. Release your feet back to the mat. Feel free to take any other stretches here that you'd like. Maybe a reclined pigeon or a reclined twist. Maybe bringing your knees back to your chest and finding small circles or a gentle rocking motion from side to side. But when you're ready, make your way to Shavasana. You can bring your feet back down to the mat. Maybe stretch your legs out long. Your arms can come out by your side. You can also keep your knees bent with your feet on the mat. Maybe hip width apart or wider. Let them fall inwards towards each other. And then once you're comfortable, take a deep breath in and out through your mouth. Stay here in Shavasana as long as you'd like. This is where I'll leave you today. If you'd like to keep practicing for a bit longer, check out this bedtime yoga stretch. You can do all of these poses right from your bed. They're also all done on your back, so you won't even have to move from where you are. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope you have a great rest of your night.